Hey y'all, this is Chris with Crispy Tinkers. Thank you for joining in. Today we're in my tinker shop here at the house, and today we're working on a Blue Max Gen4000B generator that my friend Nick was generous enough to give me because he didn't want to tinker with it anymore. He was having some issues keeping it running. He was having some issues applying load to get more power out of it. He was just chalking that off to maybe bad gas, maybe clogged carburetor. He didn't want to toy with it no more, so he sent it home with me. It's been in my possession now for just about a year. I have replaced the carburetor on it, spending a little bit of time on it before. So it's got a newer carburetor. I had cleaner gas in there. I was able to get the thing running with choke fully closed and a new carburetor. I was getting power out of the power head, but once you put any kind of load to it, of course it would die down. So we're going to try to get it to run consistently and great. So cheers, and we'll see what we can get into. Yeah, so like I mentioned, Blue Max Gen4000B. It's got a run stop switch, voltmeter, and your power receptacles. Got some circuit breakers right here. The oil dipstick right here. I'm getting some oil drippage out of there, so oil seems to be at a good level. Come around to the side. I've already started disassembling it a little bit, but here's where the carburetor, air filter, all that goes. Here's the back side of it. It's a pretty shiny thing in there. You can see it's been unloved for a while, but yeah, that's what we're working with. I'm gonna spray some starter fluid in there, give it an old pull or two, see if we can get it just spinning, and then we'll tear right into that carburetor there. Starting fluid, who knew? So maybe it doesn't want to run. Sweet. So it runs. It's got compression, it's got spark. All the things that you would want to look at in these. The power head and everything. So I guess let me just get some gas. Try to pipe some gas in through the carburetor. We'll see where that goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to make sure that gas is getting into the carburetor from the fuel tank. I'm going to loosen up that bottom bolt. Just see if I can get some gas to drip out of there. Yeah, there's some coming in there. Perfect. It's the stinky gas that's still in there. So I had some bad gas in there. I drained it out before starting to film, just because it took a little while. So get this good cinch up so it stops dripping. Maybe give it a few more pulls to see if draining that little bit out of the bowl helped a little bit. Let's see. starter fluid again. Close my choke. Now it's not want to do anything. Alright, that's part of the problem. So let's figure it out. So I'm going to take this air filter casing off. Two in the front here, there's one in the back, all 10mm. Maybe the back's smaller. I bet you that's the 8mm I had earlier. Okay, now I'm going to just pull off the tank so we can see more of the top engine. So what I did is I removed two 13mm bolts. Then there's two 10mm here. Sorry, 8mm here. And two 8mm in the back. That's what's all holding in the tank. As well as the gas hose in front. So we'll have to remove the gas hose as well. Bolt washer, and this opens up like a book and slides right out of there. And then with this stop, gotta undo that hose, gotta make sure the fuel's off. Now I verify that it's on here, so off is sideways. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off also. Undo my hose clamp. This is going to get a little messy, so I'll get a rag under here and give those pliers. Put in there, wiggle it off. There. And when I said it took a while to drain gas earlier, I drained it out of this little hose into a gas can. So. Now that that's all disconnected, there's only about a gallon of gas in here, so it shouldn't be too terrible. Tilt it, slide it, set it off to the side. Okay, looks like this is a 5/8 socket for spark plug. That's a 3/4. I didn't think that was it. There's that 5/8 deep socket. What the hell? I don't have the right tool for the job. I have a 3/4 socket. Looks to be bigger than 3/4. 3/4 is the biggest spark plug socket that I have, so I'm going to look for something even bigger. Okay, so sometimes you don't have the right tool for the job, which I don't. I'll admit it. It's bigger than a 3/4. The biggest socket I have for that is 3/4. So I brought down and ran out to the garage because I don't keep my tools in my tinker shop yet. I like to do stuff in the garage also. So 21 is too big. It means the 22 will be too big. 19, not gonna do it. So, where there's a will, there is a way. Just broke it loose there. And maybe I need a couple more turns. Sure, yep, finger loosening out. And that's pretty nasty. Just give it a wipe. A little burnt. Should still produce spark. Obviously, because we were getting, it's just there's making that funny sound. So I was hoping there's not too much oil in the engine, or maybe too much gas, maybe it's the wrong carburetor, maybe there's not enough gas. Oh boy. Let's tighten it back up just a little bit. Perfect spec. Put that back on. So, got good action on there. That set screw should be fine. We got drainage out of there. Well, I guess you do something, you try it. You do something, you try it. I'm going to try to not knock over the camera while doing this. Set to run. Close the choke. Okay. Alright. What to do next? Turn that switch to off. I guess I remove the old carburetor. It just feels like it's not getting gas. That's all. Okay, so I think I need to take off the carburetor. The air filter was held on these two bolts, and that should just come right off. Take that off, and this up and out. Now I get this stinky little carburetor in our hands. So I'm going to try to get this generator out of the way and see what we can do with the carburetor. seems like there's a trend here that apparently I like to work on carburetors, which isn't the case, but I'm not going to complain about it. Last video I did, I was in Nick's garage, and who supplied this generator. Thank you, Nick. And we replaced the carburetor on his lawn tractor. So now I'm doing it on a generator. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I like to keep everything contained. I don't want the gas going everywhere. Of course, the carburetor off. You never know which way is right, which way is left. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that is some nasty gas. I'm going to plug a jet on this brand new carburetor. I picked this carburetor up off Amazon, or eBay maybe, Amazon, one of the two. I have a number of small engines around here. A John Deere lawn tractor. I have Nick's 40-ish Ford N tractor. I got another Husqvarna lawn tractor, MTD snowblower. I've got a rototiller, an old Toro push mower that I had when I used to live in the city, but now I live in a sub-rural area, which is fantastic. Love living out here. But they should work on, the carburetor should work on most of the machines, all inclusive. Don't quote me on that. I don't know for 100%, but it looks exactly like every carburetor I've ever touched for any of these small engines that I've been working on. With the exception of the last video. That was a little bit bigger of a carburetor, but this is a smaller engine. Bolts are tight. That's the bolt. There's two bolts on the bottom, a drain, and this one actually holds the ball. It's, like I said, it's a brand new carburetor, so it's clean. Take the pin out, take the float off. That's pretty clean. Wonder what it could be. Here's that funky switch. I wonder if there's gas in here, maybe. Maybe this is the catch for all the bad stuff. There's nothing in there. Maybe, I don't know. Like I said, it's not exactly the same. Button this back up. Don't need that apart. So I'm looking at yeah, everything looks brand new. I wonder if this is like an idle screw or back it out a little bit. I'm sure there's people that may watch this video that say, no, this guy's a total idiot. I'm not going to disagree. I'm not the most mechanically inclined, but I like to tinker with things, right? That's why we have a YouTube channel for tinkering. I learn. I'm learning every time I film one of these. When you stop learning, you start getting bored. I like to say. There. That's good. Floats just fine. The ring is still on there. Let's see, this is going to go in. This way, so I want the drain there. Okay. As you can see, I didn't give this thing like the full run of the gamut. Choke. Okay, so it goes this way. And that's the throttle. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move this all out of the way. I know I didn't do much. I adjusted this screw right here. Maybe it wasn't letting gas through. So I'm going to butt it all up, give it another try. Give me just a second. That is bad gas. It's all yellow, dark yellow. I'll get some fresher stuff in there. Just going to temporarily put it on kind of how I had it. You need to put your throttle back into position here. Your throttle spring. Push it in position and bolt it back into place. Okay, see, this is on. What I did here, I ran and got the original carburetor for this. I did a side-by-side comparison. Everything is exactly the same except for the fuel inlet. The new carburetor's got a shut-off valve right here at the carburetor with the fuel inlet coming in from up here. But outside of that, everything's fine. I matched the depth of this screw. I matched the throttle position screw. But I did notice on this one here that the throttle is actually kind of tough to turn. Whereas on the new one, it's super simple. So that had me wondering. I can't put this one back on because I don't have gaskets for it. This one's clean, so I'm keeping it in case I have another carburetor go out, which is, I guess, common for these small engines. But yeah, I basically buttoned everything back up over here just to see if we can get it running. And if we can get it running, we'll see how long it'll run half choke and full open choke. I have a good feeling about this, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a few pulls. Okay, fuel is on. I put the air cleaner case back on there. That's just so that I can cinch all these gaskets up with the bolts. That could be some of the problems. I had some air leaks because these were just finger tight. So I put everything back together and tightened it down. So I'm going to switch it to run and see what it'll do. Choke is closed. Fuel is on, set to run. choke, still no go. Let's fire it up again, but I'm going to go half choke to start. Okay, close choke. Shut it off because I'm still getting half choke, no go on full choke. I'm not sure how much you could see in the footage there. I'm gonna get everything put back together on here, and maybe with this being open and open to air, maybe that's too much air. Maybe it needs to go through an air filter or something. So I'm gonna put the air filter back on, put the casing back on, and we'll see what it does. Okay, I got everything buttoned up and cleaned up my workspace. We'll give this one more pull, one more start. We'll make sure we got electricity coming out of the 120 volt receptacles, and we'll call it good. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, so just to recap everything we did. We just took everything apart, made sure it was clean, made sure all the paths were clear for fuel delivery, make sure all the valves were turned on, make sure we had a clean spark plug, all the really important things to make an engine run. You have spark, you have compression, you have fuel. It should run. I'm going to play with it a little bit more, but we got it running. It's running. I could put a little bit of load on it right now. I want to get it warmed up. I can't do that. It's 11 o'clock at night. I like to be nice to my neighbors. So it generates power. It stays running. What I'm going to do next, if it continues to have issues on full open throttle, I'm going to go ahead and replace all the gaskets between there. I suppose that can cause a little bit of air leak. But until then, I wanted to get this out, just tinkering. If you want to let me know what you think about this video, drop a comment. A like is always good. Maybe subscribe to the channel, help me do more content, maybe something that you're more interested in. If you even enjoy my content. If you don't enjoy it, skip the video and move on to the next. But thanks for tinkering with me today, and we'll catch you on the next one.